let's tell the players they're good to go so we don't miss any action. And then Stormblast, why don't we do this? While I'm getting this all reset, why don't you tell everyone what happened at the end of the last match? Because they missed the last 5 minutes because of that quit. So why don't you talk through what happened there? Yeah, it was crazy finish. So
yeah, they missed last minutes. Okay, so what happened at the end is that Ambi started putting pressure on, and EarthsOverseer had basically everything they needed. They just needed time. They had all the pieces. They just needed time to play their cards to get the pieces, basically. And so Ambi was putting pressure on with Torgovs, and so EarthsOverseer was forced to play Permafrost and leave up Dazzles instead of trying to develop to the board state or develop their hand by, say, playing Beseech the Throne. And then finally, EarthsOverseer went for lethal by end of turning, playing Dazzle to get their 7th undepleted power, which they needed because their cards in hand were Condemn, Dazzle, Overloader, and Diabolic Machinations. They had 6 power, so they needed that 7th power. So they plundered away Dazzle, but unfortunately for them, so they untapped, went open, played power, undepleted, went Overloader, Machinations, and we tried to win the game. But unfortunately, AmbivalentThoughts had earlier in the game went to the market and picked out Swift Refusal, knowing that that's the best card in the matchup, the key card. So they had the Swift Refusal ready for EarthsOverseer. They basically, I guess they had to assume that, they had to just hope that Ambivalent made the wrong market pull, because you're like, well, I'm not going to win the game if it goes on too much longer anyways. So they basically pulled the trigger, but unfortunately for them, Ambi had the market hate and countered the Machinations and won the game in nice, decisive fashion.
All right, well said there. Well said. So pretty impressive that AmbivalentThoughts was able to navigate that so well. And here we are now in game 2. We've got the hand cam up now. Everything's back to normal. Sorry about that, everyone. But we are back doing the best we can here. So game 2 of the semifinals. We've got EarthsOverseer here again, looking to try to set up this Overloader combo. It was pretty impressive that AmbivalentThoughts was able to stop that last time. Now they've got 2 Dazzles in hand. The one awkward thing for AmbivalentThoughts here is they don't have power. Well, they did just draw Seed of Fury, and they do have a Primal Etchings here. So they can actually start working some hand here, but every turn that they take off without pressure, EarthsOverseer is able to get a little closer to the combo and a little bit closer to protection. Are you surprised at all that Overseer did not play that a little bit more cautiously? I don't remember. I don't think they were dead. Like they weren't lethal for another turn or two, so they could have waited to draw that power.
If they had waited 2 turns, I think they might have been able to do it with Dazzle backup. Although the thing is, Dazzle doesn't stop Swift Refusal anyways, right? So they needed. But no, sorry, their last card wasn't Dazzle. It was Condemn.
They had the Condemn.
Sorry, chat. Their last card wasn't Dazzle. It was Condemn. They plundered the Condemn into power, right? So if they had waited 2 turns, I think they could have done it with Condemn for technique backed up, but I'm not positive.
Ooh, look at this. They just drew Machinations, and they have Overloader in hand and a Hardiness. Can they just go off here?
Not this turn, I don't think. Or can they go off this turn? I don't.
They can go power.
Overloader. No. They can. So if they play Overloader, power, then they amplify for 3. I think it is lethal actually.
Well, and they have Dazzle. Well, they might not. AmbivalentThoughts. Well, yeah, they have Dazzle back. AmbivalentThoughts has 2 copies of Dazzle though.
They're not going.
So they're not going to go for it. I think they maybe. I don't want to assume anything on EarthsOverseer, but maybe a little gun shy after that last time. 4 open power. Let's not get too risky here.
And Ambivalent's like, I guess Bill's like, whoa. Playing the Primal Etchings, going guns down in a sense, right?
Yeah.
That's a little risky there. That's a little bit risky. But Ursa is still not pulling the trigger. This is a game of chicken right now. Who is gonna cluck first? Who's the clucky one today? Are you feeling clucky, punk?
Are you feeling clucky, punk? All right, that's a good one. Can't argue with that one.
Okay, now Ursa has to go for it, right?
I think
Or are they gonna still wait? Are you still gonna wait? I mean, if they didn't go for it before, they can't go for it now, right?
Well, I think the difference now is AmbivalentThoughts only has 3, so there's only 1 Dazzle now.
But they had 3 open power last turn as well.
No, they had 4.
They played Etchings. They played Etchings last turn, so they only had 3.
No, they had 4 last turn. They had 4. Yeah. So I remember seeing it because they could double Dazzle. So it was 4.
Well, there was one turn they had 4, but I thought they had 4 2 turns ago. I thought they only had 3 last turn. So they played power.
Fair enough. Maybe it was 2 turns ago, but the other turn they could have gone for it. There was 4. Now 3. But yeah, gonna go for it here for sure. And yeah, Ambivalent Thoughts has the Dazzle.
Not gonna work though because of this Dazzle backup.
Yep, not this turn.
And you know that because you have the Pyrotech in hand, so you don't even care.
Oh my goodness, you have the Pyrotech in hand. You just need the power. Oh wow, I love that.
They were waiting. They were waiting for. That's what they were waiting for. They were waiting for Pyrotech.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't see that at all. Well played.
That way they could play around. They could play around the second Dazzle, right? Because if you have the Pyrotech in hand, and Ambi did have the 2 Dazzles, you dazzle Machinations, you let it go through, then you play Pyrotech, and then Ambi dazzles that one, and then you just counter the Dazzle with the Dazzle, and you still get the win.
Yeah, well played there by EarthsOverseer.
Very cleanly played from EarthsOverseer.
Very cleanly played. Agreed.
Very cleanly played. Tricky deck, and they played it very well.
Alrighty, so we got 1 game apiece. Yep, we understand. Yeah, sorry about that. I know you guys missed all of game 1. Hopefully Stormblast's explanation was enough to clear that up. Basically went for the combo, but did not have had the protection, but went for it and got punished. But now it's time for game 3. So this is it. The winner of this game is going to make it to the finals. And they're ready for game 3. Let's do it. All right, who you got, Stormblast? You got to put all your money right here. This is for a vast majority of the marbles.
For a vast majority of the marbles. I mean, so far, I mean, it's hard to bet against Overloader combo at this point, right?
It looks pretty good.
But I don't want to count Ambi out. What does their hand look? You gotta tell me what their hand is first before I make my decision, right?
Oh, you want me to tell you their hand before you make the matchup guess? All right, I see how it is. 3 Primal Sigils.
Yeah, I'm a caster. I didn't cheat. I'm a caster.
Maveloft Huntress, Jural, Helio, Torgov, and 3 Primal Sigils.
Okay, I'm rooting. I guess I'm not rooting for. No, I'm not rooting for anyone. I guess, yeah. But I guess I'm putting some money onto EarthsOverseer.
Rooting for good, solid, competitive Eternal.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I'll put my money on not. I guess I. Why am I'm? My tongue is tied. You asked me a trick. You asked me a question that's tripping me up. I feel like I've been bamboozled.
You lost your marbles.
I've been bamboozled.
Right. Let's see. Ambivalent Thoughts is just gonna play out their Jural. I don't know. I think this combo deck has a really good matchup here. Like, yeah, Ambivalent Thoughts can have some counter magic, but I don't know. I feel like they're not putting enough pressure to punish EarthsOverseer. I feel like they can just set up and be. I mean, last game, the first game, EarthsOverseer probably could have waited another turn or two, and they didn't and got punished for it. Last time they did wait a couple turns and won easily. I think they have time to be patient and just set up the combo, and I'm not sure Ambivalent Thoughts can really do that much.
Cards
their
like
clock isn't fast
are really
enough.
Good against cards like Torgov, basically, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And there's no hand hate, right? If you have exploit's so good versus this deck. It's why the deck's probably playing Dazzle even. I mean, also, maybe to deal with other combat tricks or whatever, to take out overloaders or other counter magic, but that's probably something Dazzle is to take out Exploit because Exploit's so good versus this deck. As is, it's you're attacking for 3. I mean, being on the draw is obviously not good either for Ambi, right?
Yeah.
They'd love to be on the play to put the pressure on sooner, but fortunately for them, the game chose to put them on the draw.
That is true. Yeah, we don't have modified play draw. It's just however the app sets you.
So EarthsOverseer though does not have
they don't have
other
the
combo
combo
pieces in hand.
That's true. It always sometimes this deck just loses because you just don't draw the pieces. It's always possible too. Now we haven't seen that happen. Most of the matches we've watched, they've had the pieces. But
EarthsOverseer also put away the permafrost as well. Oh no, they put permafrost on the Jarl. Excuse me. So they can't permafrost the Torgov anymore either though, because now that's just how the game works. Once you use a card, you can't use it again. Well, that is
there's Realign the Stars. Okay.
So you can Realign the Stars for Mechanism, but you can't combo next turn unless you also draw Hardiness. And they're playing it main phase to prevent Ambi from playing Dazzle on it, notably. And Ambi's attacking with the 1/1 Granite because if EarthsOverseer blocks it, then they take 7. And remember, Ambi's goal is to just reduce the life total as much as possible, as quick as possible. Plus, they also get to loot and hopefully draw them even closer to counter spells. So that is why Ambi's attacking with everything, because they don't really care if the Grenin get chumped, if that means they can get into a Torgov to put extra pressure on to do that looting action. And it seems like EarthsOverseer is taking the bait. I don't know about that one.
Going down to 15s. This Machination is going to be a little tougher at 15.
It's still probably going to be good enough. You really want to go to the market or have the Dazzle up, but yeah, this is the last bit of pressure. So it looks like it's possible Ambi might have put on just enough pressure though, because right, they're putting on pressure on the board state. You can't. Oh, that permafrost though could be huge.
I'm worried about the life total though. I don't know. Like you're at a point already where you can't really afford to Machinations much more.
Yeah, I think what's possible EarthsOverseer does is they dazzle Torgov and they plunger away permafrost. They chump or they trade with Crafty, take 4, and hope that Ambi just doesn't have a counterspell. Right? That you can't play around. You have to go for it, because this is the game where Ambi managed to put just enough pressure on to make it so that EarthsOverseer is forced into these awkward lines where they can't try to combo off with backup.
Yeah, and here we go.
That's exactly what EarthsOverseer gonna do.
Okay, Dazzle's gonna stun the Torgov, and you're gonna block 1, so you take 4, go to 11. Now, no Dazzle in hand for Ambivalent Thoughts. Vicious Overgrowth, Wisdom, and Henna.
Oh, so Ambivalent. I think Ambivalent should have played Wisdom that turn, and see what they drew.
You can only Machinations for 10. Let's see if it's enough though. That's gonna put 20 power. You can Wisdom and try to find a Dazzle.
So what Ambi should have done is they should have. What they should have done is they should have Wisdom main phase, and then if they didn't find anything, just cast Vicious Overgrowth to hit EarthsOverseer down 3 more to prevent the Machinations for just a bit more.
Sure, that would have done more damage. That's going for 10, going for 7 instead of 10 is a big difference.
It's a huge difference, because it also means that they get less power, right? You need to overload 4 times, and I think EarthsOverseer really needs to hit hardiness plus a. I think right now just Pyrotech by itself is not lethal, because I don't think EarthsOverseer has enough power. Because I think it requires 23 power to overload for lethal, because you need 4 amplifies, which is 20 plus the 3 for Pyrotech. So on board, it's not lethal yet. Didn't find
anything.
I mean, that's what happens, right? You put pressure on, and suddenly Machinations can't do what it wants to do. That being said, though, Crafty is a redraw. You could draw into hardiness plus Pyrotech and win the game, right? That's what you got to do. You got to just draw for it. I don't know what else in the market. What's in EarthsOverseer's market?
It's your typical combo market. So it's Swift Refusal,
that's right.
The Arson, and Pyrotech Explosion. Yeah.
You drew.
Oh my gosh! Drew hardiness and explosion. Oh my goodness! What a draw!
If Ambi had played the Vicious Overgrowth for 3, Ambi could have gotten there. Although went for.
Oh, they also don't have the 2. They don't have the 2 fire for explosion.
Oh, they don't have the 2 fire. Is this lethal though? I don't know if this is lethal or not. I've never done the Anglo Arson math.
It is. It is lethal. My goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness! What a match! Wow,
that was crazy.
That was crazy. Wow, heads up by EarthsOverseer to figure that out. That seemed impossible. And then they were able to draw into the hardiness and then get the arson too. Unbelievable. That was something right there.
Yeah.